Hey, it's eat some dynamite, and I fucked it up. Anyway, this is
my some.
anyway
Stop
this
getting
is
people to eat your anything.
eat some dynamite episode 2. Woo! After our first episode that came out just last week, we were surprised that somebody actually listened to this. But anyways, as long as you keep on listening, we guarantee you that we're gonna keep on going. So right now in episode 2, the four of us again would gather around and talk about stuff post E3. There has been a lot of great games that we've been excited about, and yeah, discussions on that. Plus, we are future plans for next episode. We're gonna start bringing in guests so that we can talk about their role in the industry and what their experiences are. So yeah, keep on listening, guys.
Okay, hello guys, welcome to the second episode. So, we witnessed E3 just these past few days. So, what do you guys think?
Who has watched it via live stream?
That was early morning, right?
Yeah.
So,
I don't think I was.
Who had the guts?
So-
Who had the guts to watch it live stream early in the morning?
Who had the energy to watch?
So, no one?
Yes. This is why we download shit.
Yep.
Grab it off YouTube, 1080p.
Hey guys, as Jory mentioned, this is the second
Second episode
number 2 of Eat Some Dynamite.
Yes.
And just wanted to give a big shout out to all 50 of you, maybe less, that listened last week.
Because some of you are on hardcore repeat.
It could just be 2 people listening 25 times each, but we really appreciate you
Yeah.
and the money that you're about to send us.
Yeah. Either way, we're happy.
Yes, sir.
So right now, episode 2. This is E3 is done.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen most of the trailers, I guess. So right now we are going to talk about which of the games that excites us most, or which of the developers that bring out their biggest guns this year. So how about Kim? What do you think of this year's E3?
I think
Not to put you on the spot or anything.
Okay, let's start with Microsoft was first, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's start with
Like,
Microsoft.
No, I'm sorry, Bethesda went.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Bethesda.
Day
Yeah.
one was Bethesda.
Kim Bacola, the Bethesda man.
The Bethesda guy.
He loves
of
Bethesda
course,
so
but
much.
I think Bethesda. I think this is gonna be their year, their E3 year.
Mm-hmm.
They've presented a lot this year, and I'm really excited about their games.
Actually, it's their first press conference, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
They did really
I
well.
didn't know
though,
that,
I mean.
but yeah. So I'm excited about Fallout 4.
Fallout
I
4.
played
For
1 to 3 and
the much awaited game.
yeah, and then
Besides
Doom.
Kim, has any one of you played the past Fallout games?
No, I haven't actually.
Same
I
here.
have that.
Yeah.
So
Only Kim, the Bethesda guy.
yeah.
So,
So
do you have any questions about Bethesda? Just direct them towards Kim.
I do. I have. So what's so great about Fallout 4?
Yeah.
Like sell it to me,
Yeah.
because I have no idea what that game was. I mean, I've heard of it, that it was an innovation regarding open world RPG like elements in the first person shooter.
Yep. Disclaimer though, I'm not like a big the big gamer, like 24 hours straight gamer. So I try to moderate my gaming. So I'm not what do you call this?
You wouldn't call yourself a super fan or anything like that.
Yeah.
Wearing a
Exactly.
Fallout t-shirt.
No.
memorabilia,
I'm not
mouse
like
pads.
that. But I did play them, the Fallout games, and Fallout 3 was like for that time, that was very
That's where they reach their high mark.
yep, for RPG games that
Mhm.
yep. Yeah.
Bethesda games are also story driven, right?
Yep.
Mm.
They're very good with their stories. And Fallout 3, well,
When did Fallout 3 came out?
I'm not sure, but
Estimate.
2000,
Wow.
let's check the internet.
Well, it felt like a long time because
Yeah.
I mean PS3 was out, and that's when I found out there was Fallout 3,
Mm-hmm.
and to my surprise, it predates back before PS3.
Before PS3, so.
Yeah, I think PS2, if I remember right.
Yeah, here.
Oh,
wow.
yes,
It's back in 2008.
Wow.
2008.
Where were we when it was 2008?
I used to play this like during from midnight until morning, and I'll just be in my boxers. Yeah. If you want that information, I just want to say
Remember, boxers, not briefs.
that. Yeah.
No, yeah. So anyway, what's the story about? I mean, for all I
The boxers or the...
The boxers. Do you want to know about that?
yeah, striped or dots.
No. Okay. Fallout 3. Well, it's an action role-playing open world video game developed by Bethesda Game Studios.
Bethesda games, and Bethesda has been known for well, besides Fallout, it was Skyrim,
Skyrim.
their
Skyrim.
recent biggest hit. Also, the Life Drainer.
Yeah.
Also Dishonored.
Dishonored.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I just downloaded Dishonored for Steam sale.
Yeah, so it's a post-apocalyptic world
Mm-hmm.
where I don't know, it's a nuclear. Yeah, because its name is Fallout, so it's a
Nuclear
nuclear. Probably.
I thought somebody
Huge
fell.
I thought it was about riding
And then-
cars and then
And then the people live in vaults, like underground, and then
Yeah, Fallout
your
shelters.
character just got out to
See
explore
the
the.
it
The
didn't
aftermath.
fall out or anything like
No.
that. But
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
That's it. So it's a pretty big world. And you explore it. Yeah.
Cool. I mean, I've heard that some games the games that were inspired by Fallout were like BioShock. I mean, in that sense, in terms of mood, all that retro,
Mm-hmm.
all that retro aesthetics.
Yeah, Fallout 3 is really into the Fallout universe is really into the retro 60s, I think 60s feel.
I mean, is that the time frame that they were going for, like the period that they were going for when this happened?
60s was
Yep.
the Cold War era.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
think.
where the height of the nuclear scare.
Yeah. So
I hope we're right about this.
If we're not, feel free to correct us.
Yeah.
All 50 of you that listen in.
Yeah.
Some of you are probably more into gaming. We just make them. We don't necessarily play all of them.
Like, who has time anyway?
We're too busy enjoying work.
Yeah. Okay, so besides Fallout, so Fallout 4, everybody was screaming, "Oh my god, it has a dog. It never dies." The immortal, what's its name? Dog meat.
What?
I saw it in an article in Kotaku.
Who would name their
dog?
dog meat?
Well, probably the ones who survived after the fallout.
Sounds like a realist, right? This is dog meat. This is my son meat.
Dog meat, come!
I'm really excited about Fallout 4 because, well, I try to play Fallout 3, I guess, once a year, just to go back to it. Because I've never really finished it.
Oh.
I just go back and then explore and then...
Just whenever you have time, you go back.
What's the good thing about open world, right?
Yeah.
You can just keep going and you
Going.
never really have to finish it, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So, alright, what else? Bethesda. Oh, Dishonored 2.
Dishonored 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
That's getting a lot of hype.
Yeah, and has anybody else played it besides Kim?
Me.
Okay.
Besides
Kim, the Bethesda guy.
Kim, the Bethesda guy.
Well, again, I've just downloaded the game because of Steam sale.
It's amazing, man.
I know. It does remind me of BioShock.
Yes, it does have...
But did the game was the game released before BioShock or after?
Okay.
We can search that up.
People working in the
is a
game
beautiful
industry
thing.
have no idea when the games come out.
Let's look at it. Let me Google that for you.
Okay, so
Dishonored.
yeah, you go
Release
look it
date.
up. So what else Bethesda has showed us
Well, actually, that's only their...
their
They've got
biggest
some-
titles.
They've got some
Doom, yeah,
really-
Doom.
Oh, Doom.
Doom.
Yeah, so apparently they acquired the license from
ID.
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 Is ID still part of the development? or-
Yeah, ID is the developer and
Okay.
Bethesda
Ah,
Games
yeah.
is the publisher.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
they're
okay.
publishers. So, any thoughts? I mean, do you guys have any thoughts of the relaunch? Is it a relaunch?
Well, I know they
No.
kind of revived it when they made Doom 3. Can't remember when that was. Probably a decade
Forever.
or so ago.
Mhm.
And then they haven't made anything since. But I mean, I'm all for getting those ideas. They were good ideas back when I was growing up.
Mm.
And yeah, I mean, if they can kind of bring that to a new generation of gamers, then go for it.
Mm. Yeah, it's like the 90s all over again.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, all the sweet ass weapons.
BFGs.
Yeah, and that
Railguns.
motherfucking chainsaw.
Did you guys ever play Doom 1?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I remember getting it on a CD when they used to sell those shareware
Yeah.
CDs, and you'd have the demos. And I kept telling my mom, I have to get this. Like, it's the
Why?
best, it's the best game ever made. It says it on the CD, the best game ever made.
and then the cover art is like a guy standing over
top of, like,
corpses.
yeah,
and probably
like, pointing
presumably
down.
hell.
And they're like demons clawing at him, and it was good.
This is the coolest game ever.
Yeah, and I saw that, and I was like, oh man, I have to play it. It looks like the best game ever made. And I told my mom, I have to get this. It looks really violent.
And your mom was like, no.
So I got it. And then I
Got it
played it,
anyway.
and I was like, whoa, this is kind of cool. It's not quite what was on the box, but that's okay. You got the little guy's face whenever he gets hit. He
Yeah.
cringes a little bit, and he grins, and then
It's probably the first game that I cringed. I was like, oh my god, all this violence.
IDDQD,
Mm-hmm.
IDKFA.
It was probably the goriest game during that time. Well, besides Mortal Kombat.
Plus, they're also the
Yeah.
game that launched that genre.
Yeah,
First-person shooter.
I mean, you could.
Oh.
I think there was Wolfenstein before
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
but
Remember.
But it's the 90s. Who cares about Nazis anymore?
Gem's shoes do not reflect all of ours.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, but I remember Doom being a very very fun game to play, and you get to shoot things and things bleed, and you get big guns, and you can just blast the stuffing out of everything.
Mhm.
Yeah, so if they're making that again, and they can replicate that same feeling, then I'm excited to see it. From what we saw in the video, it's looking.
Brown.
It seems
It looks brown.
There's a lot of brown. It's like someone got some brown watercolor and smeared it all over.
Yeah, just to throw it out there. At first I was like, oh shit,
muddy.
Doom 3 in the next gen engine, right? And then suddenly all I see is brown. So it's like something that something of a trend that when PS3 was released, where realistic scenes equals brown.
Yeah, gritty, dirty.
Muddy.
Everything's dirt, mud's everywhere.
It's kind of like Gears of War.
Yeah, but Gears of War had
Had some green.
Yeah, it
But
had some
otherwise,
green.
it's in the same color
It had
spectrum as
the
brown.
LEDs to kind of like sprinkled around in there.
Oh yeah.
The blues.
Yeah, there are only a few games that are aware of color grading.
Oh,
Yeah, but
well, it's true.
But it's Doom 4, man.
yeah. I mean, this is
You don't judge that
it's
game.
the dirt.
True.
And it's definitely a lot more believable than what we saw in Doom 3. That environment where everything was really like
Dark.
sci-fi and cold and metal, and then you've got all these demons going around. It's and it feels
They tried to save it by creating a movie with The Rock.
okay. Let's not diss The Rock.
Hey, I'm not dissing anything.
He's a very good guy. No, but
Step on that line.
Who was the other guy? Who was the other guy?
it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
No, it was Carl Urban. Yeah,
Carl
Shit,
Urban.
it was Carl.
Yeah, he's the one that.
Bones and Dread.
Yeah, he was the one that ran around in God mode at the end of the movie. I found that cool. I
know.
The movie wasn't great,
But
but that God mode bit at the end, when they went first person, that was.
there's, oh my god, this is just like the video game.
I wanted to whip out a mouse and a keyboard and just kind of.
Look, check it out, man. I'm playing this with my what you.
It's photorealism. Oh my gosh!
That's nice, honey. Have you done your homework? No.
It's the best game ever, Mom.
This again, Kyle.
No, but I mean, yeah, it's looking a lot more gritty, a lot more believable. And
the gore.
what I remember most is how I used to get dizzy playing Doom 3 just because it was just corridor after corridor after corridor, and then you get kind of disoriented.
Yeah.
All claustrophobic fuck.
Yeah, and I really didn't get that feeling this time. It was it's a lot more open. He was jumping around, and there was
I agree.
More
It's
action.
claustrophobic, but I think that's
The intention?
that's part of
that's the
the.
intention.
Okay.
It's kind of like the thing.
At the start, it's just because their engine couldn't handle big spaces in Doom 1.
Yeah,
and
like
2.
almost the same case as Silent Hill, because the fog was there because they couldn't render out most of the things.
Yeah.
But then became a staple, so which is a happy accident, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And it does work out great, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I really like the gore system there. Like ever since Mortal Kombat X release, like wow, fantastic fatalities.
Yeah.
Especially the ones that the most cringe-worthy fatality that I've seen there so far is when who was that? The daughter of Johnny Cage, I guess. Daughter of Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade.
Where they had kids?
They had a kid.
They had a kid?
Yeah, where she does that split Johnny Cage move
Johnny Blade.
where you punch the balls, except it doesn't end there.
No.
Yeah, let your imagination run wild.
No.
No.
Oh, come on.
Nope.
No,
Fine.
Let me just throw this out. To really appreciate the Doom series, the Doom games,
Doom.
you really have to immerse yourself with the story. Like
I
when
wasn't
I play
aware
it,
there was a story.
No.
No,
man.
it's a good story.
no, there's not much story there, but look,
Oh,
imagine,
okay, never
mind.
I was looking at Kaz and
Imagine yourself like you get thrown on the moon, and then you're the
oh, this is the Doom 3.
No, just the
general
whole Doom.
Yeah, just the scenario.
Okay,
This
okay.
is the thing.
Imagine this, like you're left there alone. You're a marine or whatever,
Yeah.
and then you're surrounded by demons. Now you have to escape.
Mm.
Not much story there, but
Survival and whatnot.
Yeah, like
You got no one to talk to. Right?
it's scary, man. Like, imagine
there are
yourself
supposed
doing
to
that.
be monsters on the moon.
When I play any
Only
game, I try
flags.
to imagine it. Like
Listen,
I get into
it's
the game.
immersive.
Yeah.
I mean, cool.
But
No, I think that was that Doom 1 where I'm not sure. I could just be making this up. I was a little kid when I played it. But you arrive at the station, which I'm not, is it on the moon or Mars? Mars?
Moon or
Something
Mars,
like that.
I think.
And then you're expecting to see like all your friends, all your marine friends, and then you get there and there's just blood everywhere and people are dead, and then you find out that they didn't tell you this stuff, but
much for my
there's
friends.
monsters and there's demons and like hell.
I think they opened a gateway to another dimension. I think.
Yeah, so I mean everyone's dead. You're kind of there with your guns, but
Big ass guns.
you've got no one else to help you out.
Only your guts.
Oh, well, that's why I'm excited about Doom 4.
I'm not sure what the story is for Doom 4, but if it's something like that, then
Cool.
could be interesting. So what other games came out for
Bethesda. Oh wait, that pretty much covers up Bethesda, right?
Yeah, Bethesda.
Cool. Okay, so, well, I for one.
Then day 2 came. Day 2 is Microsoft, I believe. Yeah,
Microsoft.
and Sony.
They were from the looks of it. When Microsoft came out, everybody was claiming like, oh shit, Microsoft stole the show this year. Didn't they stole the show last year? Because from what I remember, Microsoft showcased a lot of indie titles. They were like, hey, we're indie friendly.
Yeah, actually they were promised last year.
Rolled
out indie support.
Then this year, how many indie games were shown this year? I mean, from Microsoft alone.
That I have not noticed.
Oh, okay. Oh well, that's because we haven't watched it. Or based on video clips on.
But one of my takeaway from their press conference was the backward compatibility.
Oh yes, someone's gonna be
the
so
X1.
happy about that.
Oh, man.
X-Bone.
Xbox. What game was that? I don't think I've seen the trailer.
What? Gears of War?
Gears of. Oh yeah, they're making.
Gears of War 4.
Mm-hmm. Any thoughts about that? Let me guess. No one played Gears of War.
We should call on Barry. Barry was a Gears of War.
Yeah, he's an Xbox guy.
Yeah, he's
Barry, the
Xbox
X-boy.
Well, no. Yeah. Yeah, so nothing much
Wait,
to
so
say.
if someone who plays Xbox is an X-boy, what does that make a PlayStation PlayStation gamer?
Playboy?
Pissy. Pissy 3.
Pissy. You're a pissy. No, I'm kidding.
Because you know how we like to shorten certain words from the English language.
Yeah.
Like, so what I noticed from our household, we called our PS3 PS3.
Peace-tree.
PS3. So I was like,
Peace-tree.
oh, maybe pissy would work.
Sounds like pastry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or that.
What would you call someone that uses like a Wii for gaming, Is it a Wii boy?
Hey, wee boy.
Japanese someone ended up in
What's
Irish.
up, wee boy?
I was just a wee boy.
Hey, Levi.
Weeba. Okay, so Microsoft, besides Gears of War that all of us haven't played.
Halo. I think they
Halo.
showed some
Yeah.
Halo
But-
5, what is it?
But I don't know, Halo more of the same. Next.
Next. Yeah, no one played Halo.
Well, none of us did.
Yeah.
This is like a big, just a big episode saying how we don't play some of these games.
Well, what I found out was an awesome gear was the HoloLens when they showed it.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean,
Mandom.
we're Tony Starking this shit up, man.
Yeah, I mean,
The future.
could you imagine playing like Pokemon on that or like
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
I guess.
Why of all games, why Yu-Gi-Oh. I mean,
It's something I played.
I forgive you for Pokemon, and then there's Yu-Gi-Oh.
Just cause. I mean, I'm trying to get a new generation of gamers interested in this stuff, and not all of them are complex and kind of heavy-hearted adults. We've got a lot of kids out there. So this is for all 2 kids that are listening.
Well, then
We're thinking of you guys.
Well, then besides Yu-Gi-Oh, man.
Imagine yourself. You mentioned a good game platform for the HoloLens, the tabletop games.
Yeah, the RPG
yeah.
tabletop is a good platform for
Cool.
the HoloLens. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's pretty much
Or like the Dungeons and Dragons player.
Oh,
yes.
man. Yes,
We actually have a
yes.
lot of Dungeons and Dragons players over in Essex. Yeah, I think they have a game every Friday, something like that.
So it's gonna be cool.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to you guys if you're listening. And
Give us a listen and drop by if you want to talk about stuff.
I play Dungeons and Dragons
Mhm.
with myself.
Oh,
Yeah, I
I don't know
when I
if
was
that's
younger, I never found any players. So
so when
it
you're
was so sad.
that little boy.
was this in your boxers as well? Or
That little boy in his boxers playing alone.
Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm in my
boxers
and I play with myself. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a good.
At that
Game to
context,
play.
it sounds more like a BDSM roleplay. Dungeons and Dragons with in my boxers. so yeah, going back. It was
Dungeons and Dragons in my boxer.
see where this is going.
Yep.
Well, at least it's safe to know that back in the day when Kim was playing in his boxers, right now it's considered cool because you have that HoloLens.
Yeah.
Now you can play HoloLens in your boxers.
And it'll just take visualization of games to a whole new level, right? Because you'll feel like you're there and you're actually playing it.
Do you think RTS games would work with that kind of equipment?
Yeah, I think so because you can really interact with it.
Yeah.
I think there are better uses for it. They could do it, but you know how you're playing an RTS and you kind of want that God's eye view anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it'll benefit from it as much as something like, say, like you're talking about like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that, where you can really get into the adventure.
Mhm.
You don't really need to step back and look at the overall picture because you've got your character to play.
Well, one good game would be SimCity.
Oh.
Yeah, that'd be
World building is awesome in that game.
Or
or Trackmania.
surgeon
Oh.
simulator.
Yeah, I bet more indie games would be working on that kind.
Yeah.
Because I mean the possibilities,
Yeah.
right?
So it's now.
Ooh, a Lego game.
Yeah.
Unlimited Lego.
Mm.
I bet
Ones that you
I'm
won't
betting.
step on.
So-
I'm betting Naughty Games will
Finally, is what I
will
said.
use HoloLens. Hentai games.
And not only, I bet not only the HoloLens would be
what's
used.
hentai?
Yeah. Okay. What's hentai game?
It's an
Is that like
art-
that pop band? What is it?
It's an
Are we gonna
erotic
Google it?
cartoon.
Are we gonna Google that stuff?
Yeah, Google it on Kim's browser.
Okay.
Oh, look, there's a video of hentai.
Okay.
We're going to the Wikipedia entry.
Oh.
Okay, so here's what it says. Hentai is a word of Japanese origin, which is short for
Blah, blah, blah.
Seiyoku.
a perverse. Whoa. Okay.
Sexual. It's in blue.
Yeah, sexual desire.
Desire.
The original meaning of hentai in Japanese language is a transformation or metamorphosis.
Wow, how did it become to that?
A meaning of the
Deep.
perversion or the.
Paraphilia was derived from there. Both meanings can be distinguished in context easily. No, what?
So when we talk about hentai games, we're talking about games of
Transformation.
So we're talking about Transformers,
And metamorphosis.
metamorphosis. So there goes Pokemon. and
Power Rangers. Morphin time.
Yeah.
Let's check out the photo.
Oh!
Oh.
But that lady's naked. What's up with her?
Origin of erotic manga. Origin.
Whoa!
Oh! Hey, look, erotic games.
Okay, so back to episode 2.
So we have.
Okay, let's go back to Dishonored.
So I think
Now
that's-
we're done with Dishonored. We've been dishonored by looking at hentai.
We were looking at the Wikipedia page. You know,
Yeah.
Wikipedia is for education.
And they were kind enough to show us photos of like, hey, it goes deeper, man.
I covered my eyes.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, okay.
Kyle didn't. Oh,
No,
wait,
but yeah.
Microsoft. Oh, wait. What else Microsoft show? I remember a game that was like, oh shit, this is gonna be awesome. Was it them that showed that indie game that looks like a little devil guy in yarn stuff? Or what was the name?
Why don't we open up a list of what games were shown in E3?
Mother Russia bleeds. With Microsoft.
We're done with hentai game.
No, it's a game. Man. It's a game.
No,
Man.
we're not done with hentai.
Okay. Who would name a hentai game?
Mother
Russia Bleeds.
It's a game.
Oh, there you go. You
Yeah.
got games at E3 2015. Yeah, so we don't have to worry about names.
Yeah. We're gonna base her opinion on different websites.
That's what the internet is for.
But yeah, I see the potential of HoloLens.
Ooh,
At
No Man's
least-
Sky. That was
Yeah.
them, right?
No Man's Sky, I think, was shown over at Sony.
Oh, okay.
Not sure though.
What's the hype about?
But at least you have a choice between the Rift and HoloLens, right?
True.
So it's
true.
not all VR.
Yeah. So I guess then biggest news is backwards compatibility,
Yeah.
and we're done.
That's big.
But it's nice of them to admit that backwards compatibility is going to get people on board.
Yeah.
Because that's something that Sony hasn't been doing so far. They just make re-releases of old games and kind of
They make you read.
remastered edition type
Well,
things.
well, they do make you download the original games on their store.
Yeah, but that's different, you know. I mean, that's not backwards.
Why buy
compatibility.
why buy a game that I already have?
Yeah,
Mhm.
you know. I
Again,
mean,
Yeah.
and I still want to support, you know, that console, but at the same time, I don't want to be unable to play all the games that I've had before. I don't want to have to hold on to my PlayStation 1, my PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3.
You know how flimsy those things are.
Yeah, and they get old, you know. And it'd be nice to be able to keep those memories going. I don't think personally that it's going to stop gamers from buying new games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to hurt those sales at all because I think the rationale behind them not having backward compatibility is that they think that if it's backwards compatible, then people won't buy the new games because they're going to have their old games and they're going to keep playing those. I don't think that's the case.
Memories. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, people are going to keep buying new games because new games are advancing and doing different things. So
Cool.
I really don't think that's going to harm the gaming industry at all. If anything, backwards compatibility is just going to allow people to be more comfortable with moving onto a new console because you know that even if
Yeah.
even if you don't have a lot of money, let's say, to buy a whole library of new games, you still have your old games and you can still play them and that'll still be there for you. You know, it builds loyalty toward that platform.
Good point. Good point. So yay for Microsoft for
Yeah,
doing
good
that.
job, Microsoft.
Good guy, Microsoft.
Microsoft. I'm recording this. Microsoft phone. So,
Shout out.
Yeah, well, Lumia, I mean, Microsoft Lumia, it's actually a really stable phone. I'm looking forward to Windows Phone 10, I think that's coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so just bit of a side.
this July, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, July.
Stuff coming out in July.
Android M is also coming out with a developer preview not too long from now.
Cool.
Last quarter? Are they launching last quarter?
I think so. I think the preview might be coming out soon. No, and with the Android M actually coming out a little bit later. Maybe that's last quarter, but yeah, so get your phone routing and stuff ready. Gotta upgrade.
Cool. So much E3 stuff. Yet so little information of what we got. Anyways.
Okay, well, we're by no means experts.
Nah.
Yeah, we know, guys.
Well,
Final Fantasy.
yeah, we're getting to that. I mean,
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
that's from
I'm
Sony.
pretty sure we have more stuff that we're excited about for Sony.
Yeah, I think I I'm drawing a blank at the moment. But there we've got a list of... Oh, there's the 10 best games of E3 2015 by Extreme Tech. www.extremetech.com.
Extreme tech.
This is not tech, this is Extreme Tech.
Yeah, this is how you podcast. So ready. We're so
So
ready.
ready. Slow internet, no idea, we just talk.
But hey, I mean, it beats not talking. I
Oh
don't know.
shit, yeah.
Oh, is this an exclusive for Xbox?
Yeah.
Rise.
Tomb Raider is an exclusive for Xbox and
Oh.
PC.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, PC's good.
Yeah, PC.
Cool. Man, the new Lara Croft model's looking good.
Okay.
Technical specs wise, so, but objectively, yeah, she is pretty.
Yeah, I like the jacket.
Yeah.
jacket.
I think her and Drake should make a baby. And then it'll be like the ultimate. It'll be like Bear Grylls.
yeah.
If Lara Croft.
I survive on everything.
Yeah, you know. Oh, there's a guy in the background. I didn't even see that. It looks like Solid Snake. It's in the background. Yeah, that's stealth. That's stealth right there.
Rice. Oh,
From what I've seen in the trailer, now I've seen the trailer for Uncharted 4, and then I've seen the trailer of Rise of Tomb Raider.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since Tomb Raider came out, people were like, "Oh shit, Lara Croft's back! The original adventure type games." And from what I've seen, what was the name of the first? Oh, Tomb Raider. And people were like, "Oh, this is just they're like actually trying to copy the fast-paced action of Uncharted," which is a good thing. I mean, if anything, the original Lara Croft games weren't that fast-paced.
Well, the funny thing is the Uncharted series was inspired by the original Tomb Raider.
They used to call Nathan Drake Dude Raid.
Yeah.
Which I still think has some weird kind of undertones to it. But
Dude Raider.
because she raids tombs. What does Dude Raider raid? No, but I think it could be a case of at that time when Tomb Raider first came out, it's more of technological limitations that stopped them from having that kind of those kind of set pieces that Uncharted has, because they've got so much more processing power now. And I think as technology moves forward, you can do more things, and that's not necessarily a case of Tomb Raider's copying Uncharted, or now Uncharted does those set pieces of lots of things happening all at once. Tomb Raider's copying it. I think it's more of what are we capable of doing now that we weren't capable of doing before.
Physics are amazing.
Yeah, I mean just look at the action movie set pieces. They can use that as inspiration, or to get ideas from.
Yeah,
but
they were really inspired from Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Could be.
Yeah, and right now from the way I see it on Rise of the Tomb Raider, it felt like something Michael Bay would direct.
There was another game that looked like Michael Bay.
Oh, yeah.
Just Cause.
Just Cause. Yeah.
Just Cause.
Just Cause.
Man, the amount of buildings that were blown up.
What's this game about? Just Cause.
Just Cause.
You can use your grappling hook to
That
blow.
game- Was that game a sleeper hit? Because there were people saying, it was a good game. But then it didn't get much of an attention afterwards. I mean, it has made 2 sequels, and now they're releasing a 3rd one. Again, open world adventure.
Excuse me. What was the name of the character?
I have no idea.
Rico. What?
Oh yeah.
Something like Rico Rodriguez or something.
Yeah.
I was something. Lots of
Hispanic.
R's. Yeah.
Yeah. Screw Caucasian
Some-
people. We're gonna make Mars
Some Latin
Hispanic.
American guy, I think.
Yeah. Because you don't want to have a
Enrico
Caucasian.
Ortega.
Rico Martin.
Yeah, I mean the whole game is like a Michael Bay sandbox.
Yeah.
Big explosion.
Hey, look! It's a can of beans.
I have exploding beans in your face, neck, and chest.
I will cook it on the stove, but first I'll open the fridge.
Just Cause.
It exploded. Why? Just cause.
Awesome. Yeah. So, I've also seen the developer video for Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Again, the model looks amazing.
Yeah, the
The technology on her skin and her wrinkles, and the amount of dirt that she picks up, like in any instances when she fights or
The ice just creeps up on her jacket.
yeah, for anything.
And I think it could have been Jory. He mentioned that when it gets cold, her cheeks get a bit red.
Yeah.
You know, little touches like that. You know.
Yeah, I noticed that
That
subtle
can-
detail.
Man, they're pushing her to the extreme. I mean,
Are we back on hentai?
no, yeah.
What kind of push are we talking about?
She's pushing rock. She's tomb raiding.
Cool.
Yeah, that's another game that I'm kind of excited about. I also grew up with Tomb Raider, and aside from the obvious, I was a teenage
When was
boy.
the-
So much for technological limitations. They couldn't limit the size of her breast though.
No, but they were triangles, so I think that was more of a model limitation.
Mhm.
They couldn't be too high poly. So
When was the game
No
where
limits, am I right?
the physics are the integrated physics on her
I think that was
Tomb Raider. What?
that was past Angel of Darkness.
Oh,
Not sure which one after that.
somehow
I think it might have been the remake, because they remade
I
the original
remember-
Tomb Raider, right?
yeah.
And then after that was Tomb Raider Anniversary.
Mm.
So from an animator standpoint, how do they do that?
The physics.
Yeah.
Or is it necessary to
Did they
make the
really-
boobs jiggle like that?
Yeah. Is it rigged?
I wouldn't. Yeah. For processing sake, it probably wouldn't be so smart to use physics just for that, because she's always moving around. So I mean, you could allocate it better. And since they have set animations, like when she runs, she runs. When she jumps, she jumps. So it wouldn't make sense to me to add physics to that, especially since I'm assuming she's wearing a bra of some sort, so they don't need to be flinging around like they do in Dead or Alive. Yeah, I mean, so I think
So that's animated.
I would think so. I wouldn't try to mocap it or anything like that. So yeah, and I think because
those ping pong balls.
and using the resources to do physics on that, it just could be better spent elsewhere, unless you have a lot of processing power that you can just throw around.
Yeah.
But I mean, they can do it. When you
Yeah,
see girls
they
running
should.
around, they kind of
I like it. You should do it.
yeah. But yeah, when Jem was saying how big they made her, I think if they made the triangle small, it would look kind of odd. So
True.
it's just more of a
So
artistic call, and maybe it's because it was developed by guys, and they just they wanted a strong female heroine that would also kind of attract guys. So it worked for me. I got Tomb Raider 2. I think Tomb Raider 2 was one of my first PlayStation games. Yeah.
Mine was the first one, but I chose it over Crash Bandicoot.
But Crash was awesome.
Yeah.
Crash.
I still want a next gen Crash Bandicoot. Just putting it out.
But the license isn't
Shout out to EP.
Yeah. Ooh, speaking of fine models, Mirror's Edge.
Oh yeah, Mirror's Edge.
Man, is that the setting was the story setting is a prequel, right? Or was it a sequel?
I think so.
Because
That's pretty cool.
it's Catalyst. But somehow she has more tattoos than before. She looks skinnier.
Well, you can get tattoos removed eventually.
I don't know. I mean, like as you grow older, you get filled with regrets. So why did I cover all my entire arm with tattoos?
I haven't played that game. How do you do that?
That's the parkour-ish kind of game, isn't it?
Yeah, and it was
Is it
awesome.
like third person or?
No, it's first person.
First person
That's why it
parkour.
was immersive. Somehow short, but immersive.
Yeah, it was fun though.
Yeah, I mean, it did open up the possibilities on how you traverse through obstacles,
Yeah.
and it spawned some inspiration for other games, just like Brink. There you have, I think some of it from Dishonored, where you get where you
Yeah.
launch over an object instead of just going around or jumping over it.
Yeah, they've got like a free running system there.
Yeah. Oh, Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, where you
That
don't have to worry about obstacles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It just feels so much more immersive when you don't have to worry about, okay, so I have to run up to this and then I have to hop and then I have to jump over it and then I have to go around it and then, there's just that, that feeling of if you're in that situation, you kind of act and react automatically. Like if you're running and there's something in front of you that you can jump, you don't stop and then jump over it. You just kind of hurdle over it as quickly as you can.
Yeah, and that's the first thing that I noticed when I played Mirror's Edge, the smooth running animation.
Yeah.
Yeah, like honestly, I'm not much of a first person player, FPS kind of gamer, but on the times when I tried playing one of those, especially for PS3, I noticed I get motion sickness easily.
Yeah.
So although when I tried Mirror's Edge, it takes some time for me to orient that kind of view, but it's like butter. It's smooth. It's really smooth the way it moves and jumps and whatnot. Even the roll, I wasn't like, oh my god, what's happening? The orientation of the camera was really great.
Yeah.
And besides that, it has a really I like the look of the entire Mirror Edge game. It was a really clean graphic design, minimalist kind of thing. And it was a great contrast from most of the games where the setting was a dystopian future.
Yeah.
For example, like stuff like Fallout and whatnot.
Yeah.
No, I mean Fallout is great. I'm just kind of like pointing out that it was a breath of fresh air because this was the first thing I saw. First thing that I saw is that this kind of dystopian future wasn't the brown and gritty everything's zombies. Everything's rusty, etc. It was kind of dystopian future where somehow Order's the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and props to the art direction. Even every building is clean and white, and how they use colors to help you navigate through the levels.
Yeah, and you're really just focused on your movements, where you're going. I mean, you're not easily distracted by what's going on around you.
Yeah. I hope the next game is longer though.
Was it short?
It was short.
How long did it take to play through?
From my experience, because I'm kind of slow, around 2 hours.
What?
That's short.
Yeah, I mean it was short, but the saving grace was they offered a time trial stage.
Yeah, the time trial.
Yeah, it was awesome. It's like graphic design heaven.
Hmm.
You're running through these abstract blocks, trying to get your fastest time. And one of the biggest thing I also picked up when they showed Mirror's Edge was they're gonna totally disable Faith, the main character, on using guns. Because honestly, the guns didn't work much, and it was clunky, and most of the time I would just kick the bad guys on their shins.
Yeah, I mean, you have the agility. Why use the gun?
Why use the gun anyway? Well, the animation was sweet. Yeah. So besides Mirror's Edge, Mass Effect is Xbox.
All platforms, I think.
It's all platforms from EA.
They aren't showing much on the trailer.
Well, at least not yet.
Yeah. So at least we know it's coming.
So let's head over to the Sony camp.
Sony. So
Sony.
many stuff with Sony.
Sony.
Sony. So we're going to start off with our favorite game, since we have experience working on their past titles, which is the Uncharted series, developed by Naughty Dog. And us.
Uncharted 4: A Thief's End.
And
And
the fourth installation, and probably
The fourth
last.
and last, yeah.
Yeah,
I believe it's last.
Yeah, Drake looks old, but
Yeah.
man, from the first, I believe that the first video they've shown. I mean, personally, the first video they're showing. Personally, I was like, okay, there were some good things that
mean,
I've seen.
the first trailer reveal
Yep.
for Drake, yeah.
Yeah, there were some good scenes that I've seen. Like, all right, the new technology, the PBR, all those reflective light, everything looks great, and somehow everything kind of looked waxy to me. There are also some points that I wasn't much of a fan of how they established the color in the scene, because it started to look too much brown from what I've seen. I mean, I've also seen an article that there was this photographer and it was like, okay, there isn't much value shown in the trailer, and they're a big and Uncharted was known of really vivid colors on when it first came out.
Well, I think on that trailer, they're trying to set the mood,
Mm-hmm.
the tone for the
Much darker mood.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, but with that being said, from what I've seen from the second trailer, it was much more satisfying because, man, look
Oh,
at
you mean the gameplay?
yes, I mean, check out the action, man, and all those people.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But what really caught me there is the lighting.
The
The lighting.
yes.
So much awesome lighting.
Mm-hmm. And and that final scene when they came in and they said, "Oh, guess who it is?"
It's Big Brother.
Yeah, Uncharted. What do you think of the trailer, Kim?
I think it's great.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of Frank Cheng's awesome work?
Shout out to Frank Cheng.
I think
Shout out, Frank Cheng.
he's the only one who would pull that off.
Yeah,
That kind of
yeah, I believe so.
what do you call this?
Attention to detail.
Yeah, attention to detail and
The lightness.
the likeness and how do you say that? Like he puts life into
Mm-hmm.
a 3D sculpt, which is like 101 in machine language.
Yeah, it's just a binary thing.
He cracked the code.
Yeah, no,
it's like Neo said, "I understand this."
No, it's
I
a
know
hard
Kung
thing,
Fu."
right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's one thing to be able to get the shapes out, but to get that sense of life within the
Yeah.
model, that's the next level, right?
Mm.
Because you've got characters and then you've got living, breathing characters where you get that feeling that they're thinking and they've got their own motives, and that's
It's amazing.
it's a good skill.
Mm-hmm.
And the shaders, like
Yeah.
Yeah,
From
their
the-
skin is looking a lot more skinny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah, they already have subsurface scattering now in real time.
Man, I love the wrinkles that they showed in their tech demo. The one they showed a few years back, especially that photo of Drake, that black and white. Like, man, that looks so real.
and when they get to water part,
Mm-hmm.
their clothes get wet.
yeah.
Plus his
Even the
hair.
hair.
His
Yeah.
hair.
And the hair,
Mm-hmm. The hair drops down and whatnot.
amazing.
And but that's what Naughty Dog is good at, right? The sort of attention to detail that
They
really
really push it.
fills the world up with believable elements that just keep everything together and make you feel like, yep, this is really happening within this world, and it helps you stay in there rather than getting caught out by I jumped into water, I came out, and I'm completely dry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Plus they also push the bar again.
That's what they do.
Yes, they did.
What I noticed was the eyes. The eyes are amazing. Like
That's
they're
so,
alive.
man.
yeah.
You can really see through it. Yeah.
I remember like I think when I first played Uncharted 2, everything was fine. I was like, oh my god, the graphics looks amazing. Then we moved to Uncharted 3. I was like, okay, they really pushed the limit of the machine, because
Yeah.
I didn't know anything could look better than Uncharted 2. So when my brothers started playing Uncharted 2 again, the first thing I noticed was their eyes were really shiny.
It's all bling fong.
Yeah. And then when I see Uncharted 1, I say, wow, their skin looks really shiny as well.
It's kind of waxy and
Not
Yeah,
without
but
cancer.
then I guess you wouldn't mind that at first release because I have to admit it was a game that I really wanted to play because one, it wasn't all that serious. It wasn't all that serious in a sense, like like unlike the games that first came out on PS3, for example, Gears of War, Metal Gear 4. And then this one was pretty much like a breath of fresh air. It's like, hey, we can do action and we can be funny in the same way. That charming roguish character that somehow we grow up with, like Indiana Jones or
yeah,
Brendan Fraser from The Mummy.
yeah, yeah. He's got that kind of feel.
Yeah, he's got that charm, and it was fun seeing the character develop, and it was fun then actually seeing the character grow old
Yeah.
in real time. So, oh my god, man, you old.
And Sally is very energetic.
I'm sure Sully does CrossFit. I mean,
Yeah.
dude must be like how old by now? I thought he was gonna die in the last one, and then he's still here.
He drinks.
Dude, come on! I thought you retired.
I mean, someone get him on drug testing. I'm sure he's on stuff.
Yeah.
It's not
Must
natural.
must be some ancient medallion that makes him come
Yeah,
alive.
yeah.
Told
Medallion, sure.
you, Sally. Hey, Sally, lay off the
Pharmaceutical
juice.
medallions. No, but I mean, he's always ahead of Drake. He's always like running, like sprinting up ahead of him, getting across different things. And
Yeah.
that's not normal for a dude that's like 150 years old. I mean,
Or maybe that's just us because lifestyle. We're not adventurers. We just what do we do on weekends?
I do that stuff on weekends.
Okay, what do you do on weekends? Kim, come on, back me up.
I do that.
Yeah, I mean, I was on a sunken ship just the other week. Just looking for lost.
You can outrun Ezio from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing. Sally's keep on mentioning, "Hey, keep up."
Hey, keep up, old man.
It's like, dude, just know your age.
Chill.
Just
Man.
Can you try walking for
Chill.
a sec?
This is our last game.
Yeah.
I told you, Sally, lay off the juice.
Oh
I
yeah.
want what he's having.
So yeah, excited. Uncharted 3.
That's what's great about the Uncharted series. They don't take themselves very seriously. I think.
Yeah.
Like it's fun.
I mean, if you look at the set pieces, Drake has to be like one of the most unlucky people
Yeah.
ever born. Like he jumps onto a platform, and on that exact spot where he lands, that's like one cracked piece of wood, and he'll fall through, and then he'll catch himself, and then okay, I'm safe, and then water comes rushing in. He's just like really, really unlucky.
And then you just say, "Ha ha, shit! I almost died."
Yeah, but Uncharted.
Yeah.
That's what happens. You almost but never do, and if you do, you can restart.
And I guess now it's his final story. I bet it's gonna end in a really sad note.
Yeah.
Or somewhat uplifting.
No, I'm hoping it ends in a good note. Yeah. Well, yeah. So I'm hoping they end it on a positive note. Because I mean, I think Drake deserves that after all of the adventures that we've been on and all of that. All of the things we've fallen through and all of the ledges we've had to catch and climb.
Mm-hmm.
I think he deserves a happy ending. None of this, everyone dies stuff.
Or at least one of them do. Who do you think? One last question. Who do you think would show up again in the latest Uncharted? Chloe, please say Chloe.
I'm still hoping Crash Bandicoot.
Shut up.
No,
Yeah,
seriously,
come
it could
on.
happen. It could happen.
I'm excited to see. Chloe.
Yeah, come on.
If she will reappear.
Yeah, she appeared and she's like, "Ooh, I never aged."
Or maybe like a cameo from like Joel or Ellie in the back.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
cool.
Like Drake falls through like he was running through a crowd, pushing people away, and he's pushing, and then you just hear, "Damn it, Drake!" And it's like, whoa, it's like a little kid with a sniper
Yeah.
rifle.
Yeah.
Ellie would be like, "Hey, asshole!" Throws a brick at Drake.
It's
Yeah.
something like that. Oh shit! 1 hour already. Okay. So this was the start of our coverage for E3 2015. Yeah, there's a lot to cover, so we're gonna have to cut it short now. But we're gonna go to a part 2, and we're gonna release that as soon as we can. So we're gonna cover all the games that we haven't gotten to. I think there are a few that we haven't touched
Yeah,
on.
there's still more that I'm sure
a lot more.
Yeah, we're pretty much excited.
Was
about.
Trackmania part of E3, or is that just
Trackmania is part.
Yeah, because that's what I'm most excited about.
Oh my
I'm
God.
a Trackmania
American.
dude.
Yep.
Love that game.
Oh man, Need for Speed.
Oh
Need for Speed is good. It's better than Trackmania, but Trackmania, bro.
Fine. let's settle it out on part 2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
part 2
yeah.
it is.
And we're also gonna cover that game that everyone's been wanting to be remade for a long time, and then now it's being remade, and we want to see how it goes. So
Plus, I believe we have a special guest on our
Ooh.
next episode.
Who could it be?
we're not gonna announce that.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to tune in.
Yep.
Mhm.
So you
Listen
guys
in.
hang in there.
Yeah, actually, our first guest.
Oh yeah.
Our first guest.
Yeah, it's-
I mean, that was the plan all along. Like, we're gonna bring in people
Mhm.
and talk about what we do and whatnot.
Yeah.
Is this Steven Spielberg?
Mm.
No.
We don't have Steven Spielberg yet.
Not yet.
I should text him.
Cool.
Yeah, and you just email Lucas.
Yeah.
I think it's busy or something.
George
He's a
Miller.
nice guy.
Yeah.
Or Michael. MJ. Michael
Oh.
Jordan.
I thought you meant Michael Bay, just for Just Cause.
Oh.
Wait, let me just text him on my phone.
God, what happened to your phone? It blew up.
Just Cause. Alright guys, so thank you for listening in. This was episode 2, and we're gonna come back with episode 2 part 2.
Yeah.
E3 post coverage.
Yep, and watch
with
out.
our special guest.
Yep, watch
Yeah.
out for our special guest.
Yeah.
So, signing off, this is Jemuel Bernaldez.
This is Kyle. Okay.
This is Jory Aquino.
Skin. Mangkota.
And this
Yes.
is Eat Some Dynamite.
Kaboom!
Kaboom! God damn it, Michael Bay.